Stay in the know with Radio 2000 podcast.
All right, it's about 9 minutes after 8 right here on Radio 2000. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. An interesting conversation that we had with Mokubyane. Hopefully we'll continue that one. Thank you very much to Evelyn Tongwane with the news. Just now we want to be talking about something quite different. I must tell you, I had the Acu-Detox before we started the show. And if you think I'm sounding mellow, it's because it really has mellowed me out. And it's an interesting concept, and I think we'll talk about it as we continue. Just to introduce to you Lourraine Mokubyane. How are you?
I'm very well, sis. Thank you so much. I'm good.
Lovely. It's lovely to have you in the studio. Radiant Goddess. That's
Yes.
what you call it.
That's what I call myself and everybody else that follows me, because I believe that that's what we are, that's who we are, and we should embrace it, yes.
Okay, that's beautiful. Take me through your work, especially when we're talking Acu-Detox, your background there. Let's talk about that.
Okay, acupuncture detoxification, I got to find out about it, I think it was around 2019. I've always been intrigued about health.
Right.
And looking for alternative healing methods. And I could see how a lot of people were struggling from mental health. And I thought, what is out there that can actually help people USA without using medication? Because people then get addicted to medication that's supposed to calm them down. And then I got to hear of this acupuncture detoxification.
So what's the difference between that and the normal acupuncture that we know? Is it the same thing?
Okay, most of the acupuncture is about physical health. So if you have a sore knee, back, then they will put needles on that particular part, on that spot. Whereas with acupuncture, with Acu-Detox, it's more about healing your organs. And it stems from your organs get crystallized, or they can become toxic because of what you consume, and also your thoughts.
And the thoughts one is very interesting. It's also what you consume, I suppose.
Yes.
Yes. So what you consume in terms of what comes in. Social media, guilty.
Absolutely.
Very, very guilty of a lot of that. I want to talk about it first, as in how it works, and then we'll talk about my experience.
Yeah.
And go through that. I found it very interesting, I must say.
Thanks.
Even though everybody was disturbing me, my goodness, so many people were walking in and wanting to chat. Waban?
And it's your time.
And it's my
just 45
time.
minutes.
You know?
That's not too much to ask.
Okay, so you looked at, you spoke about the liver, you spoke about the lungs, you spoke about the kidney.
Yes.
But you do 5 points, right?
We do. Yes.
So the other points are just for relaxation.
Yes.
Let's talk through all those points.
Okay, there's 5 points, as you say. This is auricular detoxification or acupuncture. So it's in the ear. So you focus on the ear. The 5 points is your sympathetic.
Hold on, before you even go there, let's first start by explaining the fact that you explained it very nicely to me.
Yes.
When you said the very same way that reflexology works, where all your organs would be in your feet.
Yes.
You can find all the organs in the ear.
Yes.
Same thing.
So if you were to put a baby upside down, the head down, and put them in your ear, fit them in your ear, you'd be able to pinpoint different organs represented in your ear, just like they're represented on your feet, just like they're represented on the palm of your hands.
Okay.
So we work with the ear with the 5 points. Is the sympathetic, the Shenmen. It's called your spirit gate. So it's the one that connects you to your spirituality, to your higher self. And then the other 3 is your kidney point, the liver point, and the lungs.
Okay. Yeah. So all of that, when you go to it, what exactly are you seeing? What are you dealing with? So when we go, for example, if you are clubbing the ear, I said tundosh earlier on,
Yeah.
So when you're guazing the ear, and the first thing you go to, for example, with the ear, with the lungs or whatever, there's a point where I said to you, "Oh, that's sore."
Yes.
Because some of them weren't sore on the one side, and then one felt sore.
Yes.
And it was the lung, I think, that was painful,
Yeah.
and the kidney.
And the kidney, yeah.
So what would that be?
Okay. Another thing that's different with this acupuncture is that you do not tell me what you are going through, because most of it's either it's physical or it's just emotional. So we're not counselors, so we don't get to talk about what you're going through. So when you come to me through the ears, whatever point that I go on and you say you feel the most pain, then we just record it for after the session so that I can see, okay, then it must be that you needed the most detoxification in that part of your body. Your kidneys needed to be cleansed. Either your kidneys needed to be cleansed, or then there is a correlation between how you are feeling emotionally and that part of your body.
Okay, say more.
We store a lot of trauma and a lot of pain, not only in our brains, because we have 3 brains. The real brain, then you have the heart, it's also a thinking part, and also the gut area. So with feelings of fear, for example, we store it in your kidney. In your kidneys, we store grief and sadness in our lungs. And we store anger in the liver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I find that very interesting because, when you said to me feelings of fear, and I'm like, fear? So when you say grief, I'm like, okay. So does it go back to things that you've dealt with or have not dealt with? So, for example, let's give you an example. My father passed away.
Yes.
That was always a thing for me. That's always been a thing. I mean, and it's in my head, I've gotten over it.
Yeah.
But what you are then telling me is that my body's like, this is still a sore point.
Yes.
So the body still remembers
that
this happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we release?
Then you need to detox. You need to detox your organs so that you release that pain that you're still storing, because it's sitting in there, and it might manifest. It will manifest
in different ways.
Physically, it could be you're having headaches, you're having back pains, you're having knee pains, and you don't know where it's from. It just happened. Why am I having these pains? And find that actually it's because your organs are toxic. They need to be detoxed. So we don't only detox from the food that we eat. So most people that drink a lot and are angry or whatever, then their livers would be the most affected when we do the detoxification.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because then it's fighting something else.
Yeah.
But when you see a lot of people coming through, what do they say to you? Do they tell you what they're dealing with? Like, I know you said that you don't discuss that before, but I mean, afterwards, then do they tell you, okay,
yes,
this is what I was going through and I'm now feeling better?
Only after they do tell me, because then a person will say, during the session, there was pain in my knee.
Like I felt pain in the head.
The head. So you find it, maybe it was not there before, or if it was there, for some people it will be like, I came here with a neck pain. Now after the session, the pain is gone. Or someone will say, I came here with a neck pain, but during the session I felt it in my knee. So the actual where the pain was not really in the neck. It was stemming from weak knees. So as then the healing of the knee happens, then the neck clears, because this is the Eastern medication always looks at the root of.
Yes, I love it for that. I must say.
Yes. So that's why then we work on the organs. The organs will then sort out everything in your body, because we're supposed to get to a point of, they call it the key, where your body is supposed to heal itself of anything and everything that you're going through. But we can't, because we don't allow our organs to have a break, to detox, to clean out. We keep on feeding it.
What does it mean if for example, at that moment when you're detoxifying your body, what else am I doing? So what I mean by that is, am I eating differently? Is it a once-off thing? Do I do it often? What else is happening with the body?
So the body is affected by, like we said, your thoughts. We're affected by what you drink, what you consume, and all of that. So as you detox your organs, you also allowing your body to get to a mental state, to a higher mental state, that's can allow you to even make better choices, because when your mind is right, you also make better choices about everything. Right. You know you need to exercise, you know you need to eat better, you're feeling better, you're happier because you've now detoxed from the gut, from your inner self. You've detoxed all those feelings, the trauma, the sadness, the fear, all those feelings. Then you're able to make better choices for everything that you put back into your system. Is it
you need to do this a few times? You need to, how often? How does it work?
Everyone is different depending on what you're going through. We could have, both of us have knee pain and go and see a chiropractor, but then I might need 6 sessions. You might need 3 sessions, depending on the severity of your injury or your pain. So I cannot say that you, with what you're going through, you're going to need 2 sessions. You be the one that gives me the feedback. Lourraine, this is how I feel since my session. This is a week later, this is how I feel. I think I need another session. Or I think I'm fine. So it is really up to how your body communicates with you.
But how long is usual? So it depends on a person, I suppose.
Yeah, but usually will be like 3 sessions. But I mean, people can come for more, because I also don't know the depth, that feeling that you have about your father. How deep is it? Is it just maybe on the surface? Do we only need to do a session or 2 sessions? Do we need more? You'll be the one to guide me.
Okay, so then depending on how you're feeling, then you come in for... Sure, what are the risks? Are there risks?
This is a natural process, but we also cautious to apply the needles on people like women who are pregnant, because we don't want to stimulate, the birthing process, and people who have like autoimmune diseases like your HIV. We don't do it there.
Why not?
Because they are going, they have also a lot of medication that they are taking at that time, and also the blood. The blood is, touching of the blood, any contamination can happen there. So we would rather not.
But what if a person doesn't know? You see, the risks now are still there. I mean, what if a person walks in and says, I need acupuncture? You don't do HIV tests?
Yeah.
So
no, we don't. We don't. But if somebody discloses, then we know, then we can say, we think maybe you need to just consult with your physician and find out if you can actually do this process first. If you don't disclose, then, I mean, the risks are there, then you would have taken the responsibility.
But it would still work.
It will still work. It will still work.
So the risk is for you for the contamination. For the
contamination, but also that the physician should also give a go-ahead. Like someone who has cancer, they're still undergoing chemo or those kind of processes. They need to check with the physician. Is it okay that I do this process? Because we detox. So you're taking in all these chemicals, and we are detoxing them out.
It might just work because those chemicals are also quite deadly.
Yeah. So we prefer after the chemo process, then you can do the detoxification.
Okay. So when somebody comes to you and they're sick, it's not cancer or anything, like that. I'm depressed, for example. I come to you and I say to you, I'm depressed. I'm feeling really, really down. How do we deal with this?
Then I'll apply the needles.
Okay.
I'll apply the needles, and then you then after the session communicate with me your feedback.
Okay, so the focus will always be on the same points.
Yes.
For everybody.
Yes, that's just the what the process has to be all over the world. We use those 5 points.
Oh, okay. So it's not like somebody walks in and says, I'm feeling depressed. Okay, we're going to focus on this one point.
No.
I have a headache. We focus on that other point.
No, because I don't know where the need is. I need to just focus on those 3 organs and detox them. As I detox them, whichever one needs the most detoxing, that's where the needle will get to. But I don't predetermine where your grief lies.
It's an interesting aspect,
but
scary. So scary in a sense that you're also saying to a lot of people that come in and it might bring out what you're actually feeling.
Yes. I've had a session where the lady was just crying uncontrollably. But she was like, no, I'm not actually crying. I don't know what's wrong with the tears. Why are the tears coming out? But it was because that's where she needed to, the outlet that she needed to bring out, It was just the body reacting the way it's supposed to react.
Okay. What do you do then?
No, I allow her, because that session, that 45 minutes is for you and your feelings and whatever is within you. So I leave you. That's why I left you in your room.
Yes.
To go through whatever that you need to go through. It's just only after, because the tears were just coming down after the session. Now when she has to speak, she still continued to cry. And she says, but I'm not crying. I don't know why the tears are coming out. I said,
she couldn't understand what
she
was
couldn't
happening.
understand. And I also can't say this is what you're going through, but then we can talk about the points and what they mean and what this could mean for her. And then she can give me her own feedback, like you're telling me that your father passed away. That's the information that comes from you. But I don't ask you, did you go through divorce?
What is this? What is that?
Because we're not counselors, yes.
What's the background then? What's your background? What, to be able to do this?
Yeah.
Where do you start?
I had to study with the National Acupuncture Detoxification Association.
There's an association in South Africa?
Yes, there is.
Guys, there's a whole world out there, hey, and we don't even know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
It was first used in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And then Dr. Smith in the US with the Black Panther movement, time with a lot of people using a lot of drugs. They needed to get something that calms the drug addicts from reactions, the reactions that they will get when they try to take them off the drugs. So they'll be anxious,
right, of course,
and then they didn't like. They said, no, we need to find something that's natural that will still manage their anxiety, so that they are able to heal in a more natural way and not use something like methadone, which people became addicted to
of
as
course.
well.
Yes.
So that's how it started with Abu Shakur, Tupac's dad.
Tupac's dad. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then you went for training there. How long is the training?
The training was in a week. And then you do 50 hours of practicals, and then you do the exam.
Where's the training?
The training is here in Joburg.
All right. You did the South African Institute.
Yes.
Okay. So it's actually right here.
Yes, it's right here.
Okay.
You can go. Anybody can go through that training if you're interested in alternative healing. Yes.
It's an interesting aspect of how you deal with health in terms of alternate medicine. But also not saying to people, this is it, you know. So get yourself sorted and then come to take out and detox and relieve yourself of everything that you're going through. Sure. How often do you do it? To yourself?
No, I haven't done it on myself.
Huh?
I'm like a doctor. A doctor doesn't heal. So I also have to go to someone if I need to do it.
Okay, but you do it, the practice itself.
Yes, I did it like how many weeks ago? I think 2 weeks ago, but it was after a very long time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you still see the benefits? I'm asking that because I wanted to understand what, there's, even with time, you're still able to see and bring out more from a person.
No, you do, because there's some people that come for physical ailments that they also heal from the process. But for me, I just go as a way of just calming myself, because then it's that 45 minutes. I could be going through other things, because sometimes a person will ask you, are you stressed? And you say, no, I'm actually good.
Yeah.
But then you can't lie to the organs. So if you just do the process just for your own maintenance, it's a good thing.
Chances are you're not even trying to lie. You don't know.
Yeah.
I suppose a lot of the times, now life has become so rough for a lot of people that a lot of people are just managing. They're just surviving. They're just living and just going through the process.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, in fact, the stressful world has become what's normal.
Yes.
has become our normal.
Yeah.
So you bring down that normal.
Yeah. So that you can just take a time off and just heal yourself,
Okay, let's talk about what I went through. Let's talk about my headache. I mean, not I don't want to say headache, but there was a how do I describe it? There was like a douche on my head. Yeah. Just on top.
Yeah.
I just felt this movement.
Yeah.
And then it stopped. Normal?
It is normal.
Yeah, I'm normal. Okay.
Yes, it is normal because, like I said, it could be anywhere. It could be your knee going doof, doof, doof. Whereas you didn't know that you actually had an issue with your knee. You thought maybe it's your neck. But where the source of the pain that you are feeling is actually the knee. So as it clears the knee, then your neck heals. As it clears your head, it could be that you are having a headache or you have been having headaches for some time. So now it's just going there and clearing that headache for you at that particular time.
So I wanted to get to the point, Yahora, what does it move around? Are you pressing on the spot and therefore relieving, it's sending some signal somewhere? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So we just detoxing the organ. As we detox the organ, now your body is able to heal itself, to go where the healing is required.
Okay.
Because naturally, we're not supposed to be taking medication. Naturally. Those 3 parts that we are detoxing, those are the parts that are supposed to detox. If naturally. I consume something that's not good, it needs to release it. Yes. But we never give them a chance because we put more and more and more and more and more, so they cannot function optimally. So when you start to detox and give them a break, then they start to go in your body to see where do I need to fix.
Okay.
Then it fixes where it needs to be fixed. But it will be different for everyone.
It's interesting that I remember when we actually was talking about this little Dosh, the one thing that she mentioned was because we thought we could do it during the show. And you said no. Tell me why.
Because remember I talk about the Shen, the second point, which needs to connect to your higher self, your spiritual self.
Right. Okay.
Now you can't when you're busy. Now when you're busy, you don't feel.
Okay.
So you need to stop. You need to stop so that now you can feel your body and give me that feedback to say, excuse me.
No problem.
To say, I had this pounding
head.
Yes. I felt a pain in my ankle or wherever. But if you're busy and you're on your phone and people are walking in, you can't feel. That's your time to just connect with yourself and get your body to listen, to take in, to heal itself. But you can't when you're too busy.
Okay, so that's the silence. Oh, people we don't have time. And that's just where the problem is. We hardly have time to even stop and think about what we want to do next or where we want to move to. In fact, thinking about taking time to just sit for self. So important. Yet we
can't.
Hardly ever do it.
Yeah. But your body will remind you. Your body will stop you. It will give you this sickness that stops you off your tracks, and you have to sit.
That's the sad part. Eh?
Yeah.
It actually, the body talks and we never listen until it's too late.
Yeah.
That's just where the problem is. Well, give us a call on 086-000-2479, or you can send us your voice notes on 060-584-2250. We've got a voice note or two, and we want to get to them just to get to hear what you're thinking in terms of the Acu-Detox. It's rather interesting. And I think what I find interesting is that you don't go to all points. We don't walk in and say, oh my gosh, I've got such a headache. And then you put it
on the headache.
On the head. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling with my knee. And then that's where you're putting the needles, because that's what we used to.
Yes.
That's what we know as acupuncture. So this is nice and different. Let's hear what the voice notes have.
Hi, family. My question to the guest is, how would you treat someone who doesn't necessarily know what is wrong or what the problem is? For example, you just know that you've stopped going to gym, you haven't been eating well, the alcohol intake has increased. Your body literally can tell you that you're not feeling all right and okay, but you can't pinpoint the problem. Where would you start to treat someone like that? And secondly, I suppose it's also dependent on the depth of the problem, but how long is treatment? Thank you.
Okay. You answer that for us?
Yes, I will. Like I've already said, that in terms of the time frame, how long you need to be on the treatment, I cannot tell you the time. You need to be the one that gives me the feedback that, Lourraine, now that we had 2 sessions, this is how I'm feeling. I think I'm okay. I'm no longer taking a lot of alcohol, as you were saying, that the caller was saying, now you've gone into this kind of thing that you're taking more alcohol than usual. You don't know what's wrong with you. But the Shen man that I talked about is that point that helps you to connect, to go within yourself so that you can find out where the issues are. And when you detoxify your kidneys, that looks at the fears that you have about in your life. Could be a fear for anything, a fear for change that's suddenly happening in your life. It could be a fear for something actual and physical. So all these points are just going in to yourself and just finding out where the problem lies, and it just detoxes it. You will be the one that will come and tell me, oh, since then, this is what has happened, but I'm not the one to diagnose what you're going through.
Have you had a lot of success stories?
Oh, my greatest success story was a lady who was telling me that she's not able to do her walks anymore. She used to love walking, and it was impacted by, I think there's something on her neck. There's a missing
vertebra or something.
Yeah, on her neck, and she has to go for these shots up her spine every month. 6,000 rand, those shots, but she has to live on it. She can't do without them.
Sure.
And I said to her, okay, just come for 3 sessions. Let's see how it goes. And the feedback that she gave me is that, Lourraine, like, I couldn't get into my car, get out of my car. My kids had to drive me to work. Now I can actually even walk in the mornings.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that for me was the greatest thing that I got from a client.
That's nice. And how long ago was that?
That was in 2020.
Okay, so it does happen. There's hope for us yet. Let's go to another voice note.
Hi, Mapaseka. Can you just ask the lady how often must one do and how much is it? How much does it cost? Thank you.
Costs. How long? I think you've answered.
Yes.
That it's dependent on what you're going through, and you would be the one. So the patient is the one that could actually, that determines how long they need to come for, right? Costs.
In terms of the cost, I think like any medical profession, we're not allowed to really advertise and sell something. So, I need to just give you the information. If you're interested, then you can contact me and then we can talk one-on-one.
Hey, they're going to ask, you're going to put me in trouble. There's going to be Markip guy,
We'll give you the WhatsApp number and then we can chat from there. But we're not allowed to like put out, this is how much, this is how much.
Why not?
But we have, because like I say, every profession, especially the medical one, you don't see doctors going out and say, this is 20 rand for flu, this is so much for that, because the associations regulate the cost, and it's not something you can give information, but you can't advertise.
Give us a number just before we take a quick break. Give us the number. I know we'll give it again. We'll give it out again later.
Yes,
but just give out the number quickly.
You can WhatsApp on 072-841-4007.
072
841 4007.
Okay. All right. That will be the number to dial. At least, in fact, send a WhatsApp there.
Yeah.
And all the details will be sent to you. How much, where, and when. Do they come to you? Do you have an office? How does it work?
It's a mobile service. I mean, all I need is just a chair, a room, quiet room, and a chair, and then I can administer. You don't have to take anything off because this is auricular. It's just in your ear. So you can come to me. If you're in the area of Pretoria and Midrand, I can come to you. I'm in Midstream, so you can also come through.
All right, so it's about 16, no, I'm lying, about 14 to go to 9 o'clock, coming up at 9 o'clock. The news with Evelyn Tongwane, and just after that, Just Ice will come in with a Mino, and he'll take us through to midnight. For now, though, we are talking a very interesting conversation to Lourraine Mokubyane, who's an Acu-Detox practitioner. And we're talking about the Acu-Detox and how that works and. Sure, it's an interesting concept. She puts needles in your ear. Yeah. It sounds more painful than it actually is. I know. Needles in your ear. There's points in the ear that you put needles in. You put it into 5 points.
Yes.
What I do remember is that the first 2 ones are just to calm you down. And then the other one is the liver, the kidney, and the lung.
Yes.
Okay. So those are the 5 points that you look at. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Fezeka, holding on the line. Hey, Fezeka, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
Lovely, thank you. Tell me about it. You wanted to share something.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Good morning. Sorry. Good evening, Mapaseka. So it's Fezeka, Boxhouse from London. I'm a fellow colleague, but we don't know each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Acu-Detox, I've got so many good stories. I practice in East London, like I just said. One of my very good stories is a lady who came to me, I think twice, all the way from Umtata. She used to have headaches. She used to go to sleeping clinics, headache clinics, doctors. After 2 sessions, it was gone. Boom, just like that.
Oh, wow.
The other one, this one is a funny one. I was practicing on my nanny and my sister-in-law, and they got pregnant.
And they got pregnant?
They got pregnant.
Yeah. You are dangerous. Gooby, go wrong.
So, yeah, this thing really works. I know people are skeptics, but you just need to try it out. I mean, you've got nothing to lose. Like you just said, there are so many good stories that people talk about. Acu-Detox is not really known,
Yes, it's not,
unlike acupuncture. So people, when they ask me, what is this Acu-Detox, I just say it's a cousin of acupuncture because it just gets complicated for people to understand. But if you've got anxiety, body pains, brain fog, you just want to relax, it works. It also helped me when I lost my mom in 2021 so much.
How did it help you? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was detoxing emotionally. I would cry during the sessions. Things I used to see, what my clients used to experience in my sessions. It was happening to me. It was so real. So yeah, I would cry during the sessions. I would be emotional, but I would feel so much better afterwards. It's things that you can't explain, unfortunately. But people do think that it's far-fetched, but it's one of those things that you have to experience in order to know what it does in your body. So yeah, it really works. I got I got to know this by chance. I was Googling something for depression back in the day, and then I got to know about it, and yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
So you also went for the training and all of that.
Yes.
So you've got a colleague.
Yes, lovely, Fezeka.
So it's a well-known thing, but it's not really known. But yeah, it is. It's real. It's real.
It's very interesting, and I'm glad you're saying it's real because that's the other thing. When you talk about things like acupuncture and all, people tend to think, what? It's almost like hypnosis. You know how people think, yeah, right.
Yeah, I've got clients as young as 10, people who don't sleep, The other one, he sleeps and becomes so calm after the needle. So it works.
Okay. You wanted to add something?
Absolutely. And I think maybe we need to try and make it quite easy to explain to people that, when you're born, your body knows everything about how to fully function.
Yes, how to
must be able
keep it okay,
to heal itself. You know that it knows that it needs to breathe in oxygen, takes out carbon dioxide. You don't have to teach it. You know that when you consume food, it needs to take in the nutrients and take out what is not needed. So, you know, but then because we also do not give our bodies time to do that natural process, and we put in a lot of toxins besides just the food, is the things that we go through emotionally. When we when we then build up all these things in our organs don't have time. So you need to just take the time and come and get detoxed and let your body. So we just facilitate a process that your body knows. We're not bringing in something foreign. Your body knows what to do.
Does it have to be a needle? Does it have to be a needle?
You can't. We don't do anything. We just detox.
But Fezeka, can't you just press something inside my ear? Can't you just press a point in my ear? Do we have to hlaba?
We do for the kids.
Unfortunately.
We have magnets for the kids, especially kids that have ADHD, just for that anxiety that they get, that hyperactivity. So we have magnets that we use for the little ones.
And what would you do with those? You put them in the ear?
Yeah, we put them in the ear, but it's painless.
That we get taught in the class. So we know where to put what.
Yes.
Even the needles. Yeah.
What if you miss, guys?
No.
What if you miss and then you point somewhere else and you gauze my stomach now in my ear?
But remember, this is also natural. So it's not like we're putting in anything foreign in your body. It will then, if we miss, then we go for the stomach or something. It's also not a bad thing. But we are trained. We had to do 50 hours of this work and do the exams. We have to know where to put the needles.
Thank you so much for that.
Energy channels. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing. Where are you? You are based in the in East London, you said.
East London. I'm based in East London.
Quickly, let's sell your business too. How do people find you? So that those who are in East London can find you.
Yes.
And those who are in Gauteng can find Lourraine. Give us your number quickly.
It's 083 999 88 30.
Oh, you've got such an easy number. 083 999 88 30. Okay, lovely.
So much.
All right, thank you and all the best. Thank you very much for the call, Fezeka.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very, very much. We've also got Ntabi Seng on the line. Ntabi, hi.
Hi, I'm Mapaseka. Thanks for the opportunity. My question is, firstly, is there an age restriction in terms of can kids do this as well? And then secondly, to follow up on an earlier comment, how do you really pinpoint what the problem is? Like the guest said, your body will tell you that something is wrong, but you don't know. I'll give an example with me recently. I've been having a groin problem, like a pain in my groin. But I know I haven't had any physical damage or impact, or, I haven't done anything physically to have a pain there. How would you pinpoint what the depth of the physical, issue is? I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but I'm interested in finding out, because there's so many things that I could mention. I'm now having a headache, but this growing pain has been, I went to the gynae about 2 weeks ago, and, he gave me meds, but it's still there. I suppose it could be something deeper than, just a gynecological problem, and more, mental, and, I don't know if I can give a bit of background also. I've been, since the passing of my parents, my mom 3 years ago, my father 5 months ago, it's just been, a hell of an emotional roller coaster. And therapy has been helping, but clearly it's not enough, because I know consciously that I'm still not okay. So I'm wondering if this would be a viable thing to explore, because it sounds like it would really nip the problem in the bud, but I'm curious to find out like how, in terms of pinpointing. Thanks.
Okay.
Some of the body points or the body pains that we get is just a physical manifestation of an emotional problem.
Right.
So like you're saying, you have that pain there and could be linked to what happened to your parents. But for us, we're not to diagnose what the problem is. You come in, we restore your body to its natural state. That's all we do.
Restore factory settings.
Yes.
That's what we do to the body.
Yes. So that it can heal wherever the problem is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you, Ntabiseng?
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay.
So try it if you can, if you're in Gauteng, or you can just check maybe with me if there's somebody that I know in your area, wherever you are.
Luckily, I'm in Pretoria, so I'll just send you a WhatsApp.
Oh, cool.
And
beautiful.
Age restriction, does this apply to kids or?
Yes, it applies to kids as well. I've only started with like 10-year-olds, not the little ones, but acupuncture itself, even infants can do it, because we don't use the needles with the infants. With the 10-year-olds, we use the magnet. But even but even the needles are safe. I think my daughter was 13 when she started with the needles.
And she's good.
Yeah, she's good.
Okay. Thank you. Ntabiseng, makes sense, right?
Yes, it does. And then lastly, if there's time, Mapaseka, sorry.
Yeah.
Is there any prescription or physical medication that you would prescribe over and above this acupuncture, or acupuncture is all that it is and nothing else?
You don't prescribe, do you?
No, this is Eastern healing. Eastern healing, it talks about your body healing itself. So we don't want anything to be put in your body that will also need to be detoxed later. We want your body to heal itself naturally.
Okay, that makes sense.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ntabiseng. All right, here's a message that we got here. It says, acupuncture detoxing. My name is KG. Would this help with insomnia and fatigue? I've been feeling tired all the time, but I can't sleep, even as tired as I am.
Absolutely. It will definitely help with that. You just come for a session, and that one I know a lot of people have had the same problem, anxiety, insomnia. You'll sleep for sure.
Okay, perfect. So there's a few people that I know who don't sleep. We will be sending them your way. They will have to come there for sleeping. Thank you very much. www.radiantgoddess.co.za. Is that where we find more information?
Yes, but now we are busy upgrading the website. Mm-hmm. If you just go to that phone number that we've given you, you'll find me there. But on social media, Radiant Goddess Africa, you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, say that number again. Is that the 072?
072-841-4007.
All right, 072-841-4007. It's a WhatsApp line, so just send your WhatsApps there. We'll make sure that we put all these details on our socials so that if people want to get a hold of you, they can do that and they can come to you for sessions. All the best. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm coming for another session.
Please do.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you very, very soon. All right,
welcome.
So that's how we come to the end of the show this evening, being a Tuesday evening. Thank you very much for joining us. It's almost 9 o'clock, and coming up is the news with Evelyn Tongwane. We'll be back with you tomorrow evening, and we'll be giving you, remember, Wednesdays is always an interesting one. So please make sure that you stay tuned for that one. Just Ice is with you for the next 3 hours until midnight, that is. And after that, there's always music. All right, your music, your memories. This is who we are. This is Radio 2000. So make sure you're part of it all the time. Thank you very much for joining us. It's news time. Evelyn Tongwane on standby.
If you missed it, catch the rewind on radio2000.co.za.